Bam. We're so back. We did take 2 weeks off. Whatever. I just haven't really been able to think of any songs, and then, those Trivia Tuesdays are fun, but I get a lot more mileage out of that time when I'm just in here. So, a lot has changed. Last week I added the pause menu, I finished the altar, we reworked the bargain with the abyss, or whatever. We changed how scoring works, so it persists across games up to the quarter end, and then it resets. So I'm thinking about changing it to 11 points, and then just make it easy enough at the start, and then just give you enough tools throughout the game. I'm at this weird impasse where I know I have to take stuff out, and I'll kind of talk it through as we go. But this is the game. Larry won a free lunch, as they say. So I'm going to start up 20. It's kind of whatever. But you can see the court looks a little different. Players obviously look a little different. They're not squares. They're like one step above just squares. And so shot timing actually matters now. Like if I shoot this 3, the odds of it going in, it's like 25%. If I get a good release, hey, it's like 50%. I'm not concerning myself with the replay. Sorry, I hit the mic. I'm not concerning myself with the replay stuff right now, because every time I adjust something to the visuals, I'm going to have to update this thing. And it works enough now that I know it's still working at the very least. But it'd be nice to have like the same effects kind of going, like obviously. So, we're going to get this mop every single time, and it doesn't really matter. So essentially threads have been reworked. So instead of having 7 different slots, right, you got like a head slot, a ball slot, a right shoe, a left shoe, right arm, left arm. That would kind of suck, because you're gonna get, in that system, you get threads that aren't the right slot for you more often than not, which is some of the puzzle, I guess. But now essentially you just have 4 slots. I can go over here and check what I have equipped. Go to this storage area. Oh, and look at that. So you have 4 slots and then 6 storage slots. That's something, I guess. But if you hit pause, hey, look at that. We have our mop right here. Oh, block scrub 1. What does that mean? Next, we can see, right, we have some sort of visual feedback that our orbits are improving our stats by 20. We have our run stats. We got a rebound. We did get a rebound, now that I think about it. 3 points. Ledger, this keeps track of curses. This is just the clipboard. We have an options, right? Guess what? They don't do anything. We have a guidebook. I don't know why it's shifted over. But this was just an idea I had to like have some sort of hints and tips added, and it was more so just an exercise in like, basically it's like a mini version of how I made the pause menu. So I just wanted to, practice building one of those, and so I built it in this guidebook. Probably not going to keep it, but there's some fun stuff to learn while just setting this up. Yeah, like it all says threads, even though I changed the name. The quit button works, so it just ends the program, whatever. I'm just going to spin the wheel. +5 energy, calling it. Oh my goodness. Alright. So that guy we played game 1, his name's Larry. You're going to get him or his brother, Larry 2, at the start of every quarter. Larry 1 has 1 every attribute. Larry 2 has 2 every attribute. You maybe tell we took out a bunch of the extra attributes. So like close shot, mid shot, 3-point shot. It's all just shooting. And then layups and dunks, it's just finishing. Handles your ball handle. Defense is steals and blocks. And it impacts when you're close to someone. This is what gets checked against their shooting. And depending on how close you are, the bigger your defense is, the more impact you have on a shot contest. And then strength and speed. I'm trying to make strength viable in the sense that you can just bulldoze people and kind of run them over. I can't really show everything right now. I reworked the showers, so there's no attribute cap anymore. So now what happens is instead of raising your attribute cap when you go to the showers, you scrub off opponent's score, which I can show off. I can also show this off. This is here. Wait, actually, before we do this, so this is just the altar. When you have extra fragments that you don't really care about, you can burn it for 1 energy in the locker room. You gain 1 energy if you do the tithe. If you do the Aegis, you get -1 energy, but you gain a ward. So all a ward is it negates the next debuff that you take on. And then atonement is you just scrub 3 off the opponent's score for a thread. Doesn't cost any energy. You don't gain any, but it's, these fragments are your resource. And I'm going to say thread and fragment interchangeably just because it's still kind of new. This is one of the things I'm talking about. I feel like I got to rework. 9 baits is a lot in every bait shop. And so I probably got to dial it back to like 3. And you can buy as many as you want. But just so like, I don't know, if I make them all more volatile and then have less of them, I feel like that's better. Because like in this system, I'm going to have to come up with like at least 50 baits. And then if I reduce the amount, I can probably get away with like 30. So save myself time and save the player time. But so if you look, so the catch is the good thing, obviously. And then the hook is the negative thing that happens. So it'll be shaking red, oh, big scary. Like, oh, +1 fragment next game. Opponent score +2. Hey, that's pretty bad. So like if I went over here and I burn this mop to gain a ward, and then I go back over here, I don't have anything telling you have a ward right now, but I do have this handy dandy BBC code that turns the hook rainbow, so you at least know, hey, that's not, like, I'm not going to get that downside. So like +15 to shooting, your max mock is capped at 3. +25 to finishing, dunks reset your score to 0. Yeah, and some of these are pretty interesting, because like if you do like Siren's Call, you don't skip to the boss, and so you just get 10 energy next locker room visit in exchange for 2. I think that's fun. This will be a good test. So I should get an extra fragment. They didn't go up 2 because it was warded. Aha. This guy, I need to give up point. Yeah, I kind of need to give up points this next game. All right, so this is our first real enemy. Ah, Lambda. So Lambda has an arena override. Most opponents do. Disable crossovers. Crossovers are disabled. It's pretty simple. I just have a keyword for the arena rules that go into an array that get checked. And then I have a description for all of them to be more obvious to the player, because some of them are very succinct and only make sense to me. But here's who we're playing. Lambda. So if I try to cross over, I can't. Oh. Okay, so they did start up 2-0, which is not supposed to happen. That was supposed to be warded. But it's fine. Give me that. Yeah, so you can see Zeus kind of changes color with the mock stuff. Sorry, I'm trying to remember everything. And so I'm thinking maybe simplicity would be better. Okay, yeah, I just cut my mock down to nothing because I turned the ball over, but I have to let him score some points so I can show some stuff. All right, well, this guy's not a very good shooter, so at least we have 2 to work with. Oh, and look at that, we got our extra thread. Now it's always gonna spawn mop because of my debugging stuff, but all right, that was weird. So we have 2 points on the opponent's board. So what can we do? Well, we can go over here. We can scrub 3 by burning this. We can also, yeah, we'll just go over here. So now we can go over here to the reworked ferryman. So you have to pay 1 energy to reveal the contract. So I reveal it. Right now, he'll always reset the opponent's score to 0 for a curse. So scrubbing disabled for 2 games if I want to reset their score right now. I'll just take it. And if I go here, I don't have like a nice bait sprite for it yet, but like you can see here, for 2 games, I can't scrub. And so I get some feedback of like what I'm stacking up. I don't just have to completely keep track of it. Stats are being tracked. Yeah. And so you can negate that curse with a ward is what I was trying to do, but I just feel like I'm doing too much right now. And so you'll see, yeah, the opponent's score was at 2, now it's at 0. Apollo's chalk works. So I'll hit my first shot basically, as long as I'm trying to remember how it's set up. It's either first uncontested or just first unblocked. And so this is Mew the Slick. They're basically the janitor. So it's just like a ton of friction. But so if I just shoot like any shot, it basically goes in because of Apollo's chalk, which is nice. The whole idea with that is to have certain things that stack on like your first thing or whatever. So like, oh, the first shot you hit, like triple its score, and like, oh, plus 1 point on 3s, and like you're guaranteed to hit 12 on your first shot, right? And so just try to provide different avenues like that of like, don't have everything in specific categories, but like, you know, synergies can show up. I'm trying to simplify because like I added a lot of random stuff that I'm not super fond of. Now I have 2 mobs. That's pretty funny. Might as well burn one. Give me a ward. And then check it. I go over here. Oh, the leech. I get 5 energy and showers, ice bath, and altar are disabled. Well, too bad. I just get 5 energy for free. See, it's warded. Haha. It still pops up here, but you at least know. Like, this is going to be here till quarter end, but you at least know that you bought it and you warded it, which I think is better than just like not having anything up here, just in terms of feedback. And then I believe I can still use the ice bath. I cannot. All right. Adding another note right here. Because it knows it's warded. That's crazy. Oh, I know what it is. Whatever. So yeah, I shouldn't be able to use the altar. Yeah. So these three are all disabled. Whatever. And so again, I'm starting up 20-0, so it's kind of hard to see. Oh, Phi. So what's interesting about Phi is their whole arena rule is you don't get any fragments after the game. So it's not, I don't know, just enemies that don't necessarily, have them in the pool. They don't necessarily make the game harder. It just affects your overall trajectory. And so each opponent has like an upgraded form, and they're all Greek letters besides the bosses. The boss is coming up, and so there's no like thread drop screen obviously after you play Phi. It just skips to the locker room. We've accounted for everything that could break in between. That was what yesterday afternoon was about. I still shouldn't be able to use this. Okay. No! Those are the old. This is where the old. I see. Alright. We gotta update the scout board. This is good. This is good. Because if I wasn't doing a video like that, I end up working like 2 hours before I press test and then spend 15 minutes to 2 hours making sure everything went through. Yeah, so that's a little annoying because I was on the boss, but we're gonna zoom through to the boss. One nice thing about this, and I showed on the next one, you can skip through all this. Like if you just press interact twice, it'll skip through it. So it's like a nice little versus screen that like if you eventually understand the game, you know who you're playing, you know what everything does, you can just skip through it pretty easily. I need to adjust this animation so Zeus doesn't like walk through it. He gets like shrunk down and doesn't go directly right through it. Skip, skip. And so with how the math kind of works, you're basically always going to hit layups that are uncontested because the proximity of another person to you for both off like the player and the bot, it's based on how close the defender is to them. For the player, they get a bonus if they're like contesting or like trying to block near them and like they don't block it for whatever reason. That was Phi. We got the root again. Now we've got the boss. And so the boss isn't going to be... I don't know. I don't have anything set up for the versus screen beforehand for a boss. I probably should, just to make it a little more... I don't know. We're getting some good ideas from this. I'm rusty. It's been 2 weeks since a good video. So what do we want? I think we just want to go. All right. So who do we got? Oh shoot! It's the warden. He's been expecting me. So it's tough about this guy. Any uncontested shot. So I'm not sure if he's going to drive or shoot. He's going to hit every shot that I don't contest. Yeah. So if I don't contest a shot, he's always going to hit it. And this will be some good testing because I didn't test it yesterday. Okay, he missed. I don't know how that's possible. I can check the console, but Okay, he hit that one. It should be basically impossible for... Please hit this. Okay. Now he's hitting them. I don't know how he missed that one. But, like, he's not an exceptional shooter. I haven't even adjusted his stats to actually, like, be good. But the whole thing is, like, you have to stay close to him or else he's going to hit every shot. Great. And we beat the first quarter, and for some reason, threads dropped because I totally forgot they're not supposed to drop. Maybe they should. Now I look at it, that's not bad. That's not bad at all. Getting 3 fragments. Oh, this was the last one I didn't change. I just realized I updated all these before the video. Is there anything else? We can show off some of the quarter 2 enemies. And who do we get first? You guessed it, Larry. And we got Larry 2. Yes, I have seen your brother somewhere. But in terms of... Okay, and it didn't reset at the end of the quarter, which is pretty funny. Maybe you shouldn't reset at the end of the quarter. Like, I don't know. It probably should reset at the end of the quarter. But, like, I mean, I can show this real quick. Like, oh, I'm down 9. I go to the showers. Look, I'm down 9. Hey, I'm down 4. That's pretty good. Oh, I have 2 mops. That's not going to happen in the game. But, hey, now they only have 1. Great. Alright, this is our first quarter 2 enemy. Oh, shoot. Zeta. Half base shot clock. And again, this is obviously the unupgraded form of Zeta. The idea is to have... I have a pool for quarter 1 and a pool for quarter 2 that are all... Oh, shoot. This shot clock is fast. The idea is to have a pool for quarter 1, a pool for quarter 2. They're each 12 symbols. One of the difficulty modifiers is probably going to be removing Larry at some point, so you don't get that free first game every quarter. That's just supposed to be like, the game's going to be hard, so like, here's a bone. And so, if I have 12 in each pool, then in quarter 3, you can face the upgraded forms of the opponents from the pool that you didn't play. And so, I'm hoping it creates a thing, because like you'll play what? Do math. You'll play 8 from each pool basically, and so there'll be 4 that you don't play. But just like, so there's like some consistency to it, but also randomness. It's like, when do you play them? Like all their stuff gets worse. That guy that we played that has half shot clock, he cuts it to a 1/3 when he's upgraded, and he's even, more deadly. They have different stats when they're upgraded. They go from the lowercase Greek letter to the uppercase Greek letter. That's kind of it. Is there anything else? I showed off the pause menu. Yeah, this is kind of where the game's at. I'm hoping to make the court a little simpler and just like have an arc, have like the walls, and like maybe have the paint just be like a little discolored. But like I don't know. I kind of like the simplicity of Leo's ideas to build the hoop, just making it like super simple, since like the characters are super simple. I didn't get a chance to show off how like going Mach 4. Well, I can show it right now. So let me make myself not up by 20. So it might get a little bright. Yeah, what up, Larry 2? So we can try to build up to Mach 4. No! Give me that. Or I have Mach 3. We're glowing the same color as the... Oh, there it is. Now we're shining like a light bulb. Yeah, this is kind of it. All the updates. I'm getting lucky on these 3s. And then, wait, let's see if I can miss a dunk. Oh, I made it. Dang. It's like a coin flip. Give me the ball. Yeah. Get out of my face. 2 strength. Get out. So yeah, the main goal is to just bully this guy first game of each quarter. Kind of get your head on straight. The odds of him hitting even a layup is like 2%. Come on, that's got to be. Oh, mine. Yeah, I don't really have a lot else to say. Hit that. Oh, wait. I don't think I can get that. You broke it. Dang it, Larry. Obviously, we got a lot of small bugs to iron out. But we're getting there. Thanks for tuning in if you tuned in. Till next time.